Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for Northern Ag TV. U.S. Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins announced the next administrator of the Ag Marketing Service at the USDA, Erin. Morris will take on the role of overseeing the AMS, which will consist of a range of things from quality grading and lab testing to operating the market news service and providing market objective pricing and data to businesses. The AMS also administers the Packers and Stockyards Act and the National Organic Program. Morris succeeds Bruce Summers, who has served the USDA for 40 years. Ag producers and landowners can now enroll in the General Conservation Reserve Program and continuous CRP. In addition to annual rental payments, participants may also be eligible for cost share assistance to establish long-term vegetative cover. This year is the CRP's 40th year in the works. With only 1.8 million acres available for CRP this year, the department will prioritize the most mindful conservation efforts to address the most critical natural resource concerns. Producer can apply for the general and continuing CRP until June 6th, and the grassland CRP sign-up dates will be announced soon. U.S. Senator Steve Daines introduced a bill to support the trucking industry in Montana. The DRIVE Act would prohibit the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration from implementing a rule that would require commercial motor vehicles with a gross vehicle weight over 10,000 pounds that travel interstate to have a speed limiting device. Many industry groups have voiced their support of this bill, including the NCBA, who said that adding another piece of government-mandated technology to livestock haulers' trucks will make them less prepared to adjust to road conditions while actually making the roads less safe. The House Ag Committee began debating a new farm bill this week. The provisions released on Monday by the committee would include $290 billion in SNAP funds over the next 10 years for the farm safety net, crop insurance, and trade programs. Reference prices for the price loss coverage program will be increased compared to the farm bill package passed out of committee last year. The bill also boosts ARC guarantees from 86% to 90% and increases max payment rates. Loan rates are increased, payment limits rise from $125,000 to $155,000, and 30 million new base acres could be added. Livestock producers could receive 100% compensation for predator losses and 75% for weather losses. This bill also includes $15 million annually for feral swine control, a poultry insurance pilot, improved crop insurance with coverage up to 95%, and higher premium support, plus increased funding for trade programs, $400 million for MAP, and $69 million for FMD. We'll be back with the markets after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Talking with someone that you know is stressed out, those are difficult things to approach, but if you're good friends with those people, reach out and say, I'm here to talk to you. We can find somewhere to get some assistance. It's hard to get involved, but at the same time, you want to just say, hey, there is help available.
For more tips in dealing with stress in agriculture or for free counseling for egg producers, visit beyondtheweather.com.
Well, the cattle market was kind of a mixed bag on Tuesday. Nearby contracts did trade lower, but some further contracts showed support throughout the day. This mixed market wasn't surprising to see after extreme support on Monday, with big gains right out of the gate leading us to new highs. Of course, the tariff delay with China and closing of Mexican cattle imports are both big factors in the market support, but also supporting the market this week is the supply and demand report. The USDA's estimates for steer prices in the second quarter are up from $13 from the April report to an average of $2.17, the third quarter up $10, averaging $2.16, and the fourth up $13 as well, averaging $2.20. Strength continues in the box beef market as well, with choice cuts up $1.43 at $349.57. On Monday at the Headwaters Livestock Auction, the market trend was up on the cows. Big heavy slaughter cows sold from $152 to $190, down to $108 to $133 on the canners. A few breads sold as well. Bred heifers trading at a $26.50 average and 5 to 7-year-old bred cows at $18.76. Following the reaction on the supply and demand report, the wheat markets did trade a little bit higher on Tuesday. With more winter wheat and fewer exports expected, this wasn't a particularly supportive report. However, the expectation for exports to fall by 20 million bushels, combined with reports of wheat exports declining in both the Black Sea region and Russia, has together encouraged traders to keep selling, supporting the futures market yesterday. On Monday, crop conditions did improve, 3% better on winter wheat to 54%, with only 18 poor to very poor. Heading was reported at 53% versus 45% on average. Spring wheat is 66% planted versus 49% on the average, and 27% emerged versus 19% on the average. That's it for today's Northern Ag TV. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.